Welcome back. The Tukwatha Youth Organization has been at the forefront of empowering young people to participate in the democratic process through their nationwide voter registration campaign. As the national spokesperson of this impactful organization, Absalom Shehepo now joins us to discuss the goals, strategies and impact of this important initiative. Absalom, good evening and thank you for joining us.
Good evening. I'm extremely humbled to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about what motivated or inspired Tukwatha to launch this nationwide youth voter registration campaign. Talk to us about the key objectives and, of course, what it is you'd like to achieve.
Of course, we have had elections before. This is not the first time. And if we go back and look at the elections we've been having, we've noticed that the turnout at the registration points is quite low. And as a result, not so many people get the opportunity to vote. But now this is prompted by things such as voter apathy, no interest at all in terms of voting. And with the recent statistics of the country, we have seen that the youth make up 71.1% of our population, and we are 3 million now. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to create awareness, of course, so that the youth get the interest of exercising their democratic right, which is now to vote. And also sometimes it can be disillusionment. Sometimes people don't really understand, particularly the youth, they don't really understand the importance of voting. So we are trying to make sure that we come up with initiatives that speak to the youth so that we can motivate them and encourage them to turn up for registration to vote.
And how exactly are you engaging young people to get them to register and become active voters, especially those within the underrepresented, communities?
Through various outreach programs and methods, of course. The talk of the day is social media, and of course we have the different platforms where we put up initiatives to help and motivate and encourage the young people to turn up, to register, to vote. In a sense, we want them to understand that just you being a responsible citizen and turning up and registering to vote means that you care, you are determining the future of this country in doing so.
Have you encountered any challenges in trying to, reach out to the youth and get them engaged?
Absolutely. Young people are very difficult to work with. And of course, when they see you advocating for things such as voting, they already ask you a question and they say, who's paying you to do these things? But sometimes you just want to be a very responsible citizen, and then you influence and motivate others to vote. But then they always think there's something behind that. But we want them to understand that, in as much as we as young people complain about so many things, we have the power in our hands, which is through voting. We just like to sit in the comfort of our own homes and complain that this is not right, this is not right. But actually, you have the right and the power to put someone in power who, of course, you need to hold accountable to deliver the services you need.
Yeah. Of course, it's noble and incredible work that you're doing as an organization, but how will you go about, measuring the success of this voter registration campaign?
Like I said earlier, we make up 71.1% of the population as the youth. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to boost basically the turn-up of the youth at the registration points. That's why we are coming up with initiatives like this, like the fun walk we are having, where we have different people from different backgrounds, of course. So we want all these youth to assemble at one point where we say we walk from Zoo Park to ECN, for example, and just make it fun to them. We want it to speak to them so they feel like, because now we have been having challenges such as, when you register and get your voter's card, we want you to have that, and let's say you make a video, just a challenge to challenge the rest of the youth so that they can at least feel that there's a vibe around it, because as young people we love vibes, and that's what we're trying to do. We want you to fall in love with your country, and we want you to understand that voting means so much to you as a Namibian, and in doing so you are taking on responsibility.
Yeah. And of course, at the end of the day, to see if campaigns such as these are impactful, the numbers will tell that story. Numbers don't lie.
Absolutely.
Looking ahead, what are your plans to sustain the momentum and continue, increasing youth voter participation beyond this campaign?
Well, this is a starting point for us. We are looking forward to keeping the momentum going. And of course, we'll obviously come up with new innovative ways in which we can make the youth, understand that it's really important that they register themselves to vote. In doing so, you are eligible to vote for your councillors, for whoever is going to lead you as a president and so on. You have that power. So I believe you can decide your future today in choosing who you want to represent you.
Fantastic. Absalom, any final remarks from you this evening? I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak to your fellow Namibian youth.
Yeah, of course. I just want to take this opportunity to call on all the youth out there to understand that it's a very, very important program that we are running. And with wherever you are finding yourself, especially in Windhoek, with this upcoming fun walk, we urge you to join us in the fun walk from Zoo Park to ECN, where we're going to have transportation for you to be taken to your constituency to go and vote. So feel free to join us, and of course we are going to make it as fun as possible. We also see the lineup there. We have various artists that will be joining us. It's ours for the youth, by the youth, of course, and we look forward to seeing you.
Fantastic. Absalom, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was Absalom Shihepo from the Tukwatha Youth Organization speaking to us about their Youth Voters campaign, encouraging young people to come out in numbers, not only to register as an eligible voter, but to actually go and vote at the end of the day. If you'd like to get more information on the fun walk that he was speaking about, you can go onto their social media pages. That is TY Organization, TY Organization on Instagram. We'll be right back.